Welcome to another episode of Talk to See. Welcome to Books and Beers. Welcome. Hi, how are you, Falcon?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
If you aren't subscribe, like, comment.
So we had a few new subscribers. So if you're new here, this is Barney and Falc. We've been doing episodes for almost a year. We're approaching 1 year.
Almost a year. 1 week away, right?
Yeah. Usually the setup that we have is that Barney and I live in different cities. Sad. So we do episodes. Barney does an episode 1 week, and then we do and then I do an episode a week. And then when we're together, we do episodes together. And now we've been doing this podcast style, which we'll keep up when we're together.
Yep.
And yeah, we usually review books, beers, personal finance, pretty much everything.
Everything that goes on in our life. We're both 22 years old, so I think this is a cool method of documenting our life and see maybe in 5 years we're rich and we're still doing this and we can see our progress.
Exactly. Maybe we're rich because of this.
Because of today's topic?
Because of both. And the YouTube channel.
What's today's topic?
So today's topic is what Barney has been doing for the last 2 months.
Yeah, it's been like 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
8 weeks already.
Which is he's been studying like a nerd. For
who studies during the summer, eh?
So he's been studying for something that it's not a certification. It's actually a license, right? You can consider it a license?
Yeah, it's a license.
Yeah. So it's the CPA. So what is a CPA?
CPA is a certified public accountant.
Okay.
You take 4 exams and you become a certified public accountant.
Okay. The reason why I say it's a license, not a certification, is because in my mind, licenses such as like the Series 7 and things like that, they allow you to do something.
They give you the power to do stuff, yeah.
To do stuff rather than a certification that just gives you like a status. Like, for example, the CFA, which is another certification, doesn't really give you the power to do anything specific. Like, there's nothing that you need to be a CFA for.
But if you have the CFA, as you mentioned, it's a status. It means that this guy passed all 3 levels, which we're gonna make another video, and he definitely has a lot of knowledge in the field of finance.
Exactly, but it's not like the CPA that when you pass all 4 levels of the CPA and you apply and you get it and you get a certificate and you get the license, you're able to sign audit papers and things like that.
So you're able to sign audit papers. You're able to prepare and sign tax returns. And something I didn't know is that you're basically a lawyer when it comes to the IRS. So let's say I prepare your tax returns whenever I become a CPA, of course, and I sign them. If the IRS audits you and they have a dispute, you have the power to go on behalf of Falcon and represent Falcon in front of the IRS and defend why you took a certain stance when it comes to a tax or something you did on the financial reports or whatever. So you don't have to get a lawyer. You can just get a CPA and send them to the IRS. And now that I rented an apartment in New York, the landlord actually asked, we had to get a guarantor for the apartment, and the landlord actually asked one of us, the guarantor, for a CPA letter confirming like his income.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're a CPA, you definitely have a lot of credibility. Let's put it that way in the world.
And I was gonna say what you were saying about being a lawyer with the IRS. Isn't that the reason why a lot of people say that you shouldn't or they don't like doing their taxes with an online software? Right. Because sometimes the online softwares, which most of them are free, don't give you the guidance. Like the guidance and the backup of saying if you get audited, we're gonna have a CPA that goes in and participates. I think a few of them do that, but a few of them are like if you do get audited. Yeah,
of course. I mean, if you prepare your business tax return or your own tax return with a CPA, that takes a liability of you.
Yeah.
And that's the CPA's liability. Like he'll defend you with the IRS, and it's a good source for tax planning. If you make a lot of money and you're seeing how you can minimize the amount of taxes you get, a CPA can definitely help you in that sense. You know, there is where it maybe works as a certification because a CPA has to know about tax. So the 4 exams are tax, audit, financial, which is the book that we have here, which is financial reporting, and business, which is basically like all the other topics.
You took financial. I
took financial reporting, which is known as the hardest one. I'll make a video for all you CPA takers soon. Fanatics. Financial reporting is actually the longest one because if you know about the balance sheet and the income statement, there's line items.
Yeah.
So the book basically goes through each line item in detail.
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of things, a lot of stuff that you have to learn. And that's why I decided to take this one first. It's about 6 weeks of studying and review.
And 6 weeks of studying because you're not working right now.
Right.
If you were working,
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love, because I don't start work till October, as I mentioned before, and I wanted to get as many done, because imagine you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and you have to study. It's definitely a toll. I wanted to get as many done beforehand, and I already finished this one. Hopefully I passed.
Okay.
We'll find out September 15th. I'm studying for audit right now, and I'll take business shortly after, and that way I'll have 3 done before I start working.
So the score that you need to pass for this exam is 70, right?
It's a 75.
75.
It's a 75.
If 100 people take it and 100 people get 76, will they all pass?
Yes.
Okay, that's different than, for example, the CFA. From what I understand, it's a curve.
It's a curve. Yeah.
So it's like there's a minimum passing rate, but it's a matter that not everyone can pass. And I think the same case is for the bar exam.
Okay.
Not everyone can pass.
So
okay.
The CPA, what happens is, yeah, if everyone gets above 75, they pass. But it's not it's weird because they don't really disclose a lot of the grading. It's not a percentage per se. So there's 5 tests. You take it through a computer, and there's 5 testlets. Once you submit the first testlet, you can't go back.
Okay.
And so the first 2 are multiple choice, and the last 3 are simulations, which are like short answers.
Okay.
What they do is the first 33 multiple choice, the first testlet, they see how you do.
Okay.
If you do really good, the second testlet you get is going to be harder. So the exam accommodates to how much you know.
Okay.
But obviously, if you get the harder testlet, those points are going to be graded with a higher weight,
That's crazy.
So if you get it right, you're going to get more points probably.
Okay.
So what happens is if you don't do that well on the first testlet, it's harder to pass, right? So there's a lot of things that go on, and at the end of the day, not everyone passes. The exam, this one, the financial reporting, has a 49-50% passing rate.
Okay.
And this one, audit and regulation, which is tax, have around a 50-51. And then business, the 4th one, which is the easiest one, has a 65%.
How long was the exam?
It was 4 hours.
2 and 2?
You get the 4 hours, and you decide how you're going to time manage. What they recommend is to take 40-45 minutes for the 2 multiple choice testlets.
Okay.
And then there's 8 simulations, and you're supposed to take 20 minutes each.
Okay.
But the timer just goes. You just have to, if you finish the first 2 testlets in 20 minutes, you have 3 hours and 40 minutes to finish the rest.
So what do you do?
Honestly, when I took the mocks, I never had a time issue.
Okay.
So I just take it. And for example, for this test, I took it and I finished with 20 minutes left.
The entire exam?
The entire exam. And the last test that I reviewed, time was not a problem for me.
But you didn't take a break in between at all?
I didn't take a break, but you can. Between the 3rd and the 4th one, I believe, the clock stops. You can take a break whenever you want.
Okay.
Like after a test, you can take a break.
Okay.
But the clock doesn't stop until after the 3rd one.
Oh, okay. If you will do it again, will you take a small break?
Yes, that was my mistake.
Because you were a little burnt out at the end,
I recommend this. Yes, I was super burnt down, and more than that, I was hungry.
Okay.
So I recommend, it plays a huge factor, because on the last testlet, you're trying to finish, you're trying to focus, but you're hungry, you want to get out of there, so you want to finish quick. I recommend taking a protein bar, a snack, a banana, something so you can get that energy to keep going.
Because how often can you take the exams? For example, the CFA used to be only twice a year or once a year. Now there's a few more times. For the CPA, you can take it, you can just set up a day every so often?
So the CPA, it used to be like that. You had way more chances to take it, but starting from 2020, they made it continuous.
Okay.
So that's great, because if you want to cram for all 4 and finish them in 2 months, you can. Wow. You can take them whenever. Right now, I can schedule my exam whenever, a week before, because I don't have an issue.
Okay.
Once I start working, I have to schedule it well in advance, because obviously people at work can only take it during the weekends. And the weekends are always booked. Okay. So right now I'm taking them during the week because they're always open. Okay. But when I start working, I have to schedule it a month in advance.
And what are the requirements that you need to get a CPA? So because you studied accounting.
Yeah.
And then also I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is sort of the bar exam for lawyers, which is that depending on the state, there's different requirements. Yeah. Florida, well, this is for the bar. Is Florida harder because there's more people in Florida, more people want to move here because we have nice weather and stuff?
Florida's easier.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the hardest is New York, like even more than Boston, because New York requires 33 credits of accounting.
Okay.
In my college, each class was 3 credits,
Okay.
so 11 classes of accounting.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to overload a lot and take a lot of classes. My second semester senior year, while all my friends were like taking photography and film, I was taking 4 accounting classes to like reach the credits.
And there's a minimum of credits you have to take and a minimum of credits of accounting that you have to take.
There's a minimum of credits for accounting, which is 33, and a minimum amount of credits, which is 150.
Okay.
You graduate with 120.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I had AP credits and stuff, and I took classes during the summer to like reach the 150 credits. That's why a lot of people, after the 4 years, do a master's in accounting to have 1 more year to reach the 150 credits and be able to get licensed. Now in New York, you can take the 4 exams with 120 credits. So I actually have a friend that has 120 credits, is doing a master's, and is also taking the exams.
Okay.
So he's doing the master's to get the 30 credits. But you can take it when you have 120, but you can't get licensed till you have the 150 credits.
Because once you pass the exams, you have to actually apply for the license.
You have to apply for the license.
And that requires experience.
That's supposedly
recommendation. It's like super annoying. Yeah.
It's super
I know
annoying.
people are worried and telling me that that's, I mean, it's kind of exaggerated, but they say that that's even worse than the actual exam.
Yeah, because you have to pay, wait for the license, send all your transcripts, and they ask for more things like where do you work, how many hours have you worked, because you have to meet like a certain hour requirement. Mm-hmm. I forget what it was to like get licensed. Now, if you work for some firms, they waive that requirement because they assume that if you work for that firm, like you know a lot, you're just a good worker. But yeah, there's a lot of requirements, definitely.
And tell me, what are you getting it, and what are the benefits of being a CPA?
So
besides boring them when you
I hate saying this, but I wasn't gonna get the CPA.
Okay.
So I got a job I really liked, and they require the CPA. I wasn't planning on getting it so soon, at least.
Okay.
But they require the CPA, and I said, you know what, let's do it. Like, let's do it. And as I've studied, it's honestly, I don't regret it a bit. Thankfully, I took it. I got the job because honestly, I'm learning a lot. I feel like I'm learning a lot, and it's gonna be super useful for the future because, like, everyone, I feel like a CPA is something that everyone needs, like, no matter what. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Companies are required by law to get an audit yearly. Public companies, people are always gonna pay taxes. And they're going to need, if you make a lot of money, you're going to need a CPA to maximize your tax returns. Fiscal planning is something that's banging right now. People, you know, taxes right now are super complicated.
Facts. And
people are paying a lot of money to pay the minimum amount of taxes possible. And just if you want to value a company, you know, knowing about the financial reports, knowing what each line means, where to find what disclosure. It's definitely very useful. It's not the most exciting topics. Definitely, accounting is not rocket science. It's not super fun, but it's definitely very useful, I think.
And how's it gonna help? I don't know how much detail you want to give about what you're gonna be doing, but how much is it gonna help you with what you think you're gonna be working on? Because obviously you don't know yet because you haven't started working.
So supposedly it's. I can't tell you why they require it because I haven't started working. Maybe there's like some papers that you have to sign after you're done with the engagement that requires you to be a CPA. I'm not really sure because I haven't started. But from what I've gotten from the conversations I've had, most of what I'm going to do doesn't really have to do a lot with the CPA, like with doing taxes and the financial reporting. Obviously, it helps with everything. But yeah, I couldn't tell you why I need a CPA. It's probably like some papers that you have to sign after you're done with a project or something that requires a CPA. And obviously, having that CPA knowledge always helps.
And they're gonna charge more for your hour. Which is also what happens with the people that I work with. Like I work in technology, and there's a bunch of people that are certified as CPAs.
At the end of the day, a lot of people get the CPA also for the premium salary that you get because a lot of companies, it's like getting an MBA almost. You can work in accounting. Normally, you can be a bookkeeper. You can do anything accounting wise. You can get a salary, let's say $60,000, but then you get a CPA, and that can give you a big, premium and a bonus in some firms.
Because you're getting a bonus once you pass all the exams.
Once I pass and I get licensed, yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna do with that bonus?
Save, bro. Save, invest, personal finance,
responsibility, financial independence,
no lifestyle inflation. Yeah, I'll probably save it.
Save it, and we're gonna get some extra equipment.
Some extra equipment. We're excited about that.
Some new cameras and stuff. All right, so to finalize a few things, give me a little bit of your experience. Like, what were a few of the sacrifices you did? What are things that you did good? You wish you would have done different?
So, I think I would have given. I took 1 week to review.
Okay.
I wish I would have given me.
You studied 6 weeks, 5 studying, 1 to review.
5 to study a material, 1 to review. I would have given myself a week and a half.
Okay.
Because I felt pressure at the end.
Okay.
I think I did well. I don't know yet because I haven't gotten the score. It's when my way to approach this exam was, this is gonna be 6 weeks that I'm gonna disappear from the world, pretty much. And that's how it is. You basically study Monday through Sunday.
You need an activity. Do you think you need an activity?
Yeah. Like obviously I didn't study from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I studied from 9 a.m. to like 3 p.m.
Okay.
Then I read. I'm beating you, so after all, I'm still reading. So I always read for like 2-3 hours. Then I go to the gym.
Okay.
And then I come back and I try to study a little bit more, or finish reading what I try. I finish whatever I have. Okay. But whenever my parents told me like, oh, let's go eat together, I told them I had to study. Only on Sundays. I had my days. Only on Sundays I can go eat with you guys. On Fridays, there's some Fridays I didn't go out. There's some Fridays I did go out. But as we talked in our hangover episode, if you go out on a Friday, that Saturday's messed up. Like, you can't do anything. That's Saturday. But yeah, I think just you have to approach it that way. I'm gonna take these 6 weeks to like grind. I'm gonna sacrifice a lot of things. Obviously, have an escape. It sounds weird, it sounds terrible, but have an escape, like go to the gym,
a healthy escape,
play video games at night, like, because if you study all of the time, you're gonna burn out. And trust me, like, make those sacrifices, and there's no better feeling than leaving the exam and knowing that you're done. You feel incredibly accomplished, and I'm sure that if I get that passing grade, it's gonna feel amazing. So you just grind, because it's worth it at the end.
I'm sure you will. So now you have audit coming up?
I have audit coming up. Then I'm going to take business. And then regulation, tax, the most boring one.
Tax.
But it's the most important one in my opinion.
And your plan is to finish audit before you start working in October?
Audit and business.
Business, like, fully taken?
Because business is the shorter one and the easiest one.
How long you study for that one?
So I think I'm going to study like 3 weeks, 3.5. I'm going to cram. Okay. I'm going to try to finish it quick.
And how much are you going to study for audit?
5 weeks.
Okay, cool. 4
or 5 weeks. Yeah, it depends. I don't know yet, like, how it goes, because I also have to go to New York to like move in. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Just moving in.
Anything? Well, yeah. One thing. So kind of wrapping up is we have 52 episodes coming up next week, full year.
That's a year if you don't know your weeks.
Insane. We're gonna do a special episode where it's gonna be a little longer. A small surprise. We're not giving that many details. But if you have anything special that you want us to see in that episode, let us know. Sign in the comments. Congratulations to Barney for taking the first CPA exam. Big deal. The guy has been working really, really hard, and I'm positive that you will pass it. If you do, we'll let you guys know. If you don't pass it, we'll let them know.
There's no video coming out about the exam. Pretty much. That's how you'll know I didn't pass it.
Yeah. Imagine if you pass it, you'd be like, how to pass the CFA? How to pass the CPA? If you don't pass it, why I didn't pass the CPA?
Why I'm not pursuing the CPA anymore.
All right, anything else?
Nothing. Subscribe, like, comment. We still haven't gotten the 15 comments. So I guess you guys don't want to see us shirtless. You're not missing out on a lot, but yeah, peace, boys and girls.